I'm with Cornwall, Ontario City Councilor Maurice Dupelle. Mr. Dupelle, it took you a few tries, but you finally have made it to council. You are a rookie officially. You just finished your first year.
I am, yes. It did take a few tries, but third time was the charm, and I'm happy to be there.
Was it everything you hoped for and more?
It's definitely a lot more, yes. It's the first year has been a real learning curve for me, and just getting the information and getting yourself settled into your seat. And so looking forward to year two and having more knowledge of what goes around the council table and how to react. Some things have been surprising, that how long it takes you to get something to the to a vote. So it's it's been a real learning experience, but a good one.
Now you've sort of been flying under the wing of Councillor Thibeault, longtime city councillor and a very knowledgeable person.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that I'm flying under the wing of Councillor Thibeault. I sit beside Councillor Thibeault and Councillor McDonald, but I pretty much I think that quite a few people on city council have reached out their arm to assist me, and I think that I've gotten lots of I guess you could say advice or some help from Councillor Bernadette Clement, of course, and I'm sure people are aware of that. And
our future mayor?
Maybe, yes. Bernadette and I find have a lot of the same issues at heart when it comes to social issues and looking after the residents of Cornwall.
Now, being a rookie, you're working on the Youth Advisory Committee. You're not in any of the big meatier committees. You, though, have expressed in our pre-interview some real vision for what you want for the city of Cornwall.
Yes, I had asked Mr. Kilger to allow me to be the council rep for the Youth Advisory Committee, because I really believe that the youth need a voice around City Council, and we changed the terms of reference for the Youth Advisory Committee so that they sit for the term of council for 4 years. And this first year has been amazing. We have our chair is Rosemary McGill, who's very knowledgeable and has a huge, bright future ahead of her. So this committee is all eager to work hard at making sure the youth are heard, and we've been doing that. And also, as the Youth Advisory Committee, being able to give the youth of Cornwall accessible and affordable things to do that are meaningful and safe for them to do within our community.
Now, there's a lot of discussion on youth. There was during the election, and of course there's a lot of voter apathy for younger people. Here in Cornwall, they talk about brain drain. They talk about it being difficult to retain young people here, how they have to leave and go to Ottawa and Toronto and other cities to fulfill their careers and fulfill their lives. For you personally, what's the biggest single issue facing youth here in this town? And we'll extend youth to be a wider definition, say 15 to 30.
I think it's employment. I think it's good career jobs that our youth go away. They go away for school and then they find something else out there. And I've said since the election that we need to figure a way that whether we keep them updated through social media or through websites, but we need to actually stay in touch with them, and because home will always be home. So if someone can come back home to work and and have a career here is what you want. But I think we need to look at bringing in good paying jobs that are going to attract our youth to our community. And it's great that we don't have a university here, but our youth go away to university, but you certainly want them to come back, and I think that staying connected with them will help them remember Cornwall and want to keep part of being where they come from and what they do. But we need things here to attract them, to retain them.
So when you talk about jobs, as a city councillor, what can city council do to attract and retain jobs for younger people here in Cornwall and have opportunities?
I think we need to network and maybe look at if we can bring in some satellite courses of university courses that keeps them here, and we need to keep them involved. We need to make sure that their voice is heard from your leaders of the community. And I think that if we don't believe in them, then we need to be able to pave the way for them and make sure that they're able to move forward and sort of take away any barriers that may be before them in pursuing what they set out to pursue.
Do you think City Council has a role in the actual creation or support of jobs in Cornwall?
I do. Yes, for sure. I really think that City Council has, first we have to open our doors to sell ourselves to those jobs coming in. So I think it starts with our Economic Developments Department, and I think Mr. Boileau does a great job at what he does as the Economic Development Senior Manager. I mean, no doubt, he's wonderful to represent our city, but I think that we play a huge role in how we showcase our city to bring future employers here and future businesses here and future residents. I think that City Council has a huge role in that, and that as an elected official, you're an ambassador of the city of Cornwall, and I think all 10 ambassadors have to be on the same page and working towards the same thing.
Now, Cornwall is in a really, really strange transitional period here. The Domtar age is definitely over, and we have this huge waterfront that will be developed. There's been some talk at council, and I'm sure you know more about this than I have. What's your vision for the waterfront here in Cornwall?
Well, I definitely think we need to develop it. I think we need to make sure that we keep our green space, though, to a premium of green space there, because you certainly don't want to build up in front of one of the most beautiful views that Cornwall has. I know that the waterfront committee they meet on a regular basis, and I haven't seen, to be honest with you, any reports in the last little while as to what some of the direction is. I think personally I think the city needs a strategic working plan as to how you're going to develop the waterfront and how what you're going to attract to that area. I think that Lamoureux Park is a beautiful park, but we need things in there. We need things that are going to bring people down to our waterfront to enjoy.
Would you support development of the downtown area of Lamoureux Park and some of the green space, as long as it retains some green flavor?
Yes, I would. And I think it'll be interesting to see what goes where the Cy Miller, the Cy Miller's gone, which I consider that to be, it's not right on the waterfront, but it's certainly down there.
Yep.
And it'll be interesting to see what turns out to be with that piece of property. And I think a lot that we have to focus on is when you look at our beautiful downtown, we need to grow on that downtown and sort of blend it right in going to the waterfront, so that it's a welcome avenue to the waterfront. And
that was leading into my next question, which is the enigma of downtown Cornwall. Downtown Cornwall was a thriving area. We're going to be doing some stories on what used to be Pitt Street and how robust it was. And with the migration of the big box stores on Brookdale and now the growth closer to the highway, it's even putting a little bit more strain on downtown. We had the failed farmers market last year. There hasn't been a lot of other energy into growing the downtown. In your opinion, what is it going to take to bring life back to downtown Cornwall?
I think that the big box stores moving towards the 401 is great for some people, but I think it's a real sad day for our downtown. So I think that the city has to look at trying to bring some things downtown that's going to keep people here. It's wonderful that we have expansion happening towards the highway, but we have to remember that our downtown people have been there for a long time, and they have built sort of our downtown community, and we need to make sure that not everything is going away from them, and that we're able to attract things to the downtown that will bring more businesses downtown.
Brockville went through a similar process where they have superstores in their city, even though they're half our size, but they created certain funding devices to help promote business in their downtown core. And now if you go on King Street, there seems to be a lot more activity and a lot more filled spaces. Would you support some sort of incentives or programs to help develop the downtown core and attract businesses and retain people?
Absolutely, and I think that part of the city does, if you come to our planning and advisory committee meetings, we have, some different programs that are in place that help out existing businesses or new businesses that are coming downtown. But I think that if there's any sort of funding mechanism out there that we could tap into that will help develop the downtown is something that we should be, working towards to ensure that we get any kind of funding like that brought to Cornwall.
All right, and year 2, this is the second year of your first mandate. Are we going to see anything different of Maurice Dupelle in action at council?
Well, I've taken this last year to sort of, speak on the issues that I need to speak on and do my homework, and I always show up at council having my homework done. I think the one thing that I've enjoyed the most so far this year is all of the residents that you get to help off camera and, you know, doesn't even get to a council level, where the phone calls you entertain at home and you're able to help them and satisfy them with the problem that they have, and come and, you know, work with the city administration to make sure that these issues are addressed, and they are, and then follow up with them. That has been one of the things that I've enjoyed the most, being able to help people directly. I think year 2 that I will be a little more vocal. I think year 1 was, you know, premature for me to be very vocal, because a lot of the things that you're dealing with for my year 1 was stuff that they had debated and stuff that they had already worked on, and so now it was just coming to council to be passed. So you get a little bit of background information, but, you know, it wasn't actual issues that we were dealing with as a new council. So I think that year 2 I will have the more confidence, of course, to move forward and to be more vocal on council. But I'm looking forward. I'm always looking forward, Jamie, to, you know, doing the right things for the residents of Cornwall. And if there's one thing that I can do, and the only thing that I had promised during the election was to try and do my very best, and that's what I do.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.